Nissan's 2018 Rogue is a sprightly, affordable SUV that has the option of the company's ProPilot assist driving system. It's the first Nissan vehicle to offer the program, which will also be available in the 2018 Leaf. That means it's one of the least expensive SUVs on the market, with adaptive cruise control, steering assist, braking assist and warnings for lane straying, rear cross traffic and pedestrian detection. Too bad the package doesn't work better. The Rogue is Nissan's best-selling vehicle in America. More than 300,000 have been sold this year, which the company says makes it the #2 non-truck vehicle in the country this year, behind Toyota's RAV4 but ahead of Honda's CR-V. Like Nissan's Juke, the Rogue is not as visible on the streets as the Honda CR-V or the Toyota RAV4, loved by its owners, who seem to be proud to drive something that's not made by either of the leading Japanese car companies. The entry-level Rogue comes standard with a 2.5-liter four-cylinder gasoline engine that makes 170 horsepower and 175 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to available all-wheel drive and N-tronic continuously variable transmission. Also standard are traction control, automatic emergency braking, rear cross traffic warning, hill start assist, LED headlights, a Sirius-free voice command system, 4 cup holders and 4 bottle holders. It seats 5 and has 70 cubic feet of cargo capacity, with the back seats folded down, and a maximum towing capacity of 1,000 pounds. In other words, it's a capable mid-sized SUV, especially at the base price of $25,380. The Rogue Sport, which omits many of those features, is even more of a bargain, starting at $22,380. The SL trim line I drove was a 4-wheel drive version. Powered by the same 2.5-liter gasoline engine, with the same torque and horsepower numbers, it felt like a friendly family mover with more than enough beans to manage the freeway and the steep hills in my neighborhood. The all-wheel drive system gave the Rogue a nimble, sure-footed feel, and may have limited some of the tippy, top-heavy sensation that SUVs often have. The passenger space was roomy and comfortable, and on the SL model featured leather-clad seats that, up front, were heated. The rest of the interior felt a bit plastic, and made me wonder about its durability. But everything about the driver's cockpit was reassuringly close at hand and easy to operate. Most important, though, the SL AWD trim line also came with Nissan's ProPilot. This was my first opportunity to test the system, and I was eager to hop on the highway and give it a go. The system engages simply, with the push of 2 buttons on the steering column: turn ProPilot on, find a speed you like, and press set. ProPilot functions like a smart, adaptive cruise control. It will maintain freeway speed and keep a safe distance between other cars, as on most similar systems. But it will also do most of the steering, asking only that the driver's hands be on the wheel at all times and nudge the steering periodically, when prompted, so the system knows the driver is alert. I found the ProPilot crude and unsubtle compared with similar systems such as Tesla's Autopilot, Cadillac's Super Cruise or Mercedes-Benz Distronic Plus. In traffic, the ProPilot caroomed a bit between the lane markings, sliding to the left, correcting itself, sliding back to the right, and correcting itself again like a ball in the kiddie lane at the bowling alley. It held its lane on curves, but only up to a point, after which the system would begin blinking a steering wheel icon and asking the driver to take over. The Rogue felt quiet and competent around town and at freeway speeds. But the ProPilot system seemed, again, a little clunky. It recognized the traffic was slowing down long after I did, and then braked too sharply. Then it seemed not to notice the traffic was beginning to speed up again, and accelerated with a jerk. Though it was more than adequate for emergency intervention, If I had dozed off or were simply zoning out, it didn't make for the kind of calm, disengaged commute that more expensive systems offer. I also had difficulty getting my iPhone to get along with the Rogue's Apple CarPlay and onboard infotainment system, which returned to its home page and then required a complete reboot anytime I responded to a text or a phone call. It may be a case of getting what you pay for. The Rogue's ProPilot may not be as smooth and sophisticated as similar systems found in top-of-the-line vehicles from Tesla, Cadillac or Mercedes-Benz, but Nissan is offering its technology for tens of thousands of dollars less.
Subaru fans, set your alarms for November 28th. The automaker will introduce its first all-new US nameplate in more than 5 years with the Ascend, which Subaru says will be its biggest SUV yet. The 3-row SUV, based on the Ascend concept introduced in April, will debut at the 2017 Los Angeles Auto Show on the final Tuesday of November. That's mere hours after Cyber Monday, because of course you need another reason to avoid work. The 2019 Subaru Ascend enters a class of 3-row SUVs that's crowded, to say the least. Every major automaker has at least one entrant. The list includes the Chevrolet Traverse, Dodge Durango, Ford Explorer, Honda Pilot, Hyundai Santa Fe, Mazda CX-9, Nissan Pathfinder and Toyota Highlander, not to mention the new Volkswagen Atlas. Subaru wants a piece of the pie, given its last attempt. The ill-fated Tribeca was a little half-baked. A glimpse of the Ascend's tail on Subaru's countdown page doesn't reveal much, except that the SUV appears to get horizontal taillights. That's consistent with the Ascend concept, which looked production-ready save for some pie-in-the-sky electronics on the inside. What did Subaru tweak on the production version? You'll find out in less than 2 weeks. We'll have up-close impressions shortly after the reveal.
What do you drive if you were the son of the car dealership mogul responsible for Subaru's fanatical popularity in New England? Naturally, you wouldn't stoop so low as to drive yourself. No, instead you'd have Subaru build you a Tribeca stretch limousine, right there on the same production line as the ones for the peons. And then, 3 years later, you'd get a second one. Its second Tribeca limo is for sale in Pennsylvania right now. Ernie Bach was one of the most successful and powerful car dealers in New England. Car Talk tells the story of how after Malcolm Bricklin brought Subarus to America for the first time with the little Subaru 360, Bach bought the entire Subaru of New England dealer network in January 1971. When all-wheel drive was introduced, Bach knew he had a hit on his hands since the cars were perfectly suited for New England's famously erratic weather conditions. Subaru of New England grew from its original 15 dealers to 64 today. Bach passed away in 2003, leaving his billion-dollar fortune and car dealers of numerous brands to his son, Ernie Bach Jr., who remains Subaru of New England's CEO today. The Junior Bach enjoys his lavish lifestyle, and in the mid-2000s commissioned a Forester XT to be converted into a stretched limousine for himself, to the amusement of New England Nasioc Forum members. As if the limo itself wasn't proof enough, his vanity plate SNE for Subaru of New England shouted to the world exactly whose limo this was. In 2007, he switched to a then-new Tribeca, which was stretched right on Subaru's production line, but sent to an independent coach builder for completion. It too wore the distinctive SNE license plate. Unfortunately, the Tribeca was one of Subaru's rare failures, mainly due to its unusual styling that looked not like a Subaru, but an Alfa Romeo with the grille turned upside down, which, in fact, is exactly what it was. The Tribeca's face was restyled a few years later, but not soon enough to recover from its poor reception. Bach Jr. had yet another Tribeca limousine built for himself, this time from a facelift 2010 model. The limo available in Pennsylvania is that very car. Information on the website about this car is sparse. There are no interior pictures, and aside from the aftermarket gold wheels, perhaps a tribute to Subaru's rally heritage, it's not clear exactly how the car has been modified beyond the obvious stretch. Naturally, it's equipped with Subaru's 3.6-liter flat-six engine, necessary to haul its extra bulk around. It has a mere 42,384 miles and can be yours for the low price of just $39,995. Who needs a loaded STI? That's what all Subaru fanboys drive. Why not ride in style with this stretched Tribeca instead? As Ernie Bach used to say, come on down.